friends, MD Vegan on my gentle juice fasting day. That's once a week in the average, and I only drink on these days. I reduce my calories. That's definition of fasting, officially I guess. There's so many texts about fasting. I guess reducing calories over a day or a certain time. It begins with a day, I guess, but even that is not certain. But reducing calories, I guess, is the minimum agreement. Reducing calories. And I do it for a day always. That is the easiest way, I would say, because it's for all. I feel healthy and great. Otherwise, when you're longer in a day, then internal organs can be affected, maybe harmed, and you don't even notice immediately. So that should be done with a medical supervision or health professional or something, somebody who can oversee that a little bit. So one day is the easiest way for me to get going without no-brainer, for on and on, because that's what fasting to me is about. It's a regular part of my diet. And it's not to lose weight or so. It doesn't really work because there's a yo-yo effect. You regain weight afterwards even more. If you really want to lose weight, it is usually recommended to change the diet. The dietary change, to me, fasting is a dietary change. I fast once a week, and that's it, part of my diet. Yeah. Like a pause, like a long night. Yeah. During night, the intestines, the digestion is supposed to rest. That's the best. If you don't eat at late night, digestion can pause and can recreate and replenish everything. Yeah. You duck the deep sleep, you duck to the universe, and you get replenished with energy. So yeah, many of these stories. But basically, it's a pause. Yeah, it's a longer pause. A fasting is a longer pause. And also, what happens if you reduce the calories? The body goes into a kind of emergency mode. It begins to produce energy in a more efficient way. Usually we burn mostly sugar in the cells to get energy. The sugar is the fuel. Yeah. Fruit, for example, best fuel. Fat and protein have to be broken down into sugars and then they can be burned. So everything usually is sugar-based. I make it very simple now. It's not 100% correct, but basically. But on a fasting day, it's no longer sugar, it is ketones. A smaller molecule that can be also used to burn the cells, but in a higher efficiency. So, and that is also the change in metabolism, as they say in science, that happens during fasting. It makes it very efficient. And for me, personally, from experience, yeah, I don't think about calories or metabolism or ketones, sugar. I don't think about that usually. I'm concerned. That's the background, the scientific background. What I do is I drink just juices, water, plenty of liquids, can also be tea and coffee, whatever. Doesn't matter, plant milks, doesn't matter, broth. 4 liters for me personally is the minimum. That was it can change over time, but for me I found 4 liters, and then I don't get a headache or something, feel great. Yeah. Feeling great is important. That's why we call it in True Yoga, that's the yoga style where I practice, is called gentle juice fasting. Gentle juice fasting or tree yoga moon fasting, because the days of the fasting can be related to the moon phases, but that's another story for today. So once a week, gentle juice fasting, that's it for me. Yeah. And gentle is important because to feel great. Yeah. If I don't harm myself, that is, gentle means not harming yourself or others. The fasting day is about yourself, of course. When I don't harm myself, I feel great. And when I feel great, then the energy flow is not impedimented. It's not broken. Yeah, it can flow free. And when the energy flow is free in the body and outside of the body, it's an ancient medicine thing. Modern medicine, experimental science does not speak of energy flow so much. They don't think about energy as a prana, as the or ki or shi, as the Asian ancient medicines call it. But even in the West, there's an understanding, an acceptance of this ancient medicine, especially for certain kind of diseases that the Western practices cannot heal so well. Chronic diseases, for example, are Oftentimes they recur to these ancient medicines, Ayurveda, and so to get these rheumatic diseases and these kind of things. They have a good effect. So there's something to the old theories, the ancient theories, and the ancient holistic approaches that focus on the one single being, one human being or one animal as an object, and not so much object. They treat one certain individual, whereas modern science, experimental science, looks at huge amounts of beings, of persons or so, to make a statistics and to have an overall average. And they talk about which food is the healthiest for all, and so with regard to the most important diseases and so forth. This is a different approach, individual or species. That's a modern science, ancient science, but both can be very helpful. And in yoga, of course, it's part of the ancient approach, but more and more science looks at yoga techniques, cleansing techniques, fasting to find out what it's about. A lot of interesting findings, and oftentimes we find something that is also reconfirmed by modern science, what the ancient says. Not everything, but some is. And fasting is very interesting, but I don't go into detail now with that. Just to let you know that I think both are important, and when I talk about energy, for example, I first refer to the ancient systems, and it makes sense. When you practice it, you can feel it, experience it. You have no science backup yet, modern sense, because then it's complicated. You have to have thousands of people or so and have control groups. They all have to do the same, and that's not easy. So, but it is possible to find out. So energy has to flow freely. That's what the ancient people say. And then the body begins to heal itself. The natural capacity of the body to heal itself is amazing. The body can heal itself. That is made for this, to survive, to get better. And we have to help a little bit. We have not to impediment it. We have to support it. And feeling great is the best way to do that. That is also known by modern science. They find when you are happy, that's much better for the healing process. They use music for it. It's recognized by modern science. So this is the idea of gentle juice fasting. Living in the flow, that's something that came from Tree Yoga into the yoga world. Kali Ray, Yogini Kaliji also known as, she has brought the flow into yoga. Hasn't been there before, and the flow has been, some say it's well known for a longer time, but I insist, I don't know if that is really correct, scientifically seen, but for sure, in the yoga world, there was no flow before, in the way it is used in Tree Yoga, and now it is used in all kinds of yoga styles. They all talk about flowing, and so forth, but it originally comes from Tree Yoga and Kali Ray, and to me it is the best way to do yoga. I have been doing other yoga styles before, but now I find this one amazing, and also the fasting method, the gentle juice fasting, comes from Tree Yoga, and to me it's just the best way. It's because extreme ways of fasting may be more effective in short term, but can you really keep up longer? And is a very strong change to lifestyle. I don't want that. I want to have a regular, normal life, mostly, and just some changes here and there that are more effective on the long run. You do it for decades, for example. That is the best effect. And the other yoga styles and the other fasting style I tried, I always come to a point where it has to stop. I have to, because it's too hefty or something. So gentle juice fasting, what I recommend. There are many other ways to do it, but the idea, I hope you got the idea of that now. The basic idea why I do it, because it's gentle and everybody can do it basically. And that's what I'm looking for. How can we improve as a whole on the planet? I guess that's an important thing to do now. We all have to do something to get, especially in the Western world where most of the changes have been brought forth to transform this planet. And I guess we all, as a species, should be ready to make a little change to here and there. And the easiest way, I guess, is best for all to do it. If you have a radical thing, most people cannot do it or don't want to do it, but if a small change is only required, it's easier, and that's what I like so much. Also my food, I try and improve, I make easy recipes so that everybody can do it, could do it if they want to. Yeah. I make it easy, that's what I like. For the fasting day, what I like so much, the effects are cleansing, the body is cleansed inside, the mind is tidied up, gets calmer when unnecessary thoughts go away, I let them go. These kind of things I'm interested in, and I also enhance my creativity by that, because I found when I fast on a day, when I reduce the digestion pauses, the energy is all used for the body and the mind, and I feel more intensely. I can better taste the juices or my recipes on a fasting day. I'm more alert, more aware. It's very interesting. It's much opener, wide open, the senses. And this is very interesting because I make recipes every day, a new recipe every day. That's my rule. And for the video channel I have, MD Vegan. And on the fasting day, I always make a juice recipe or plant milk or something like that. And it's so nice because at the same time, when I fast, it's automatically usually a vegan day, because everybody who doesn't eat usually has a vegan diet on that day. So it's a great way to transition to a vegan diet. If you want to transition, fasting would be a great start. It makes it easier. And the next day, you can start again eating, maybe a little bit transformed, you know. It's a way to help transition to another diet, fasting. That's nice. And also on a fasting day, as I feel better, when I take in, I smell better. This allows me to be more creative and to make better new recipes. Yeah? And when I learn something about my ingredients, I can use that also when I cook something, the food, not just drinks. So I can use that knowledge from a fasting day, which I gained from making recipes with juices and so in my other recipes. So very interesting. It's a start. It's a way to start. When I would make a cooking school, for example, I would suggest also to begin with juicing. Yeah, I mean, when you want to learn cooking, you don't stop eating and begin all over. You just do what you always do, I would suggest, and then you add something. For example, juicing. And when you add the juicing, you can learn so much about this most purest form to get the nutrients in. Because what is a juice? A juice is a plant taken away from the fiber is taken away from the plant. Yeah? For example, if I juice a carrot here, this is a carrot, or some carrots here, and when I juice it, I take out the fiber from the carrot. That what makes the plant stand up, gives the plant the shape. Yeah? That is the fiber. And when I take it out, what remains is just a juice. And the fiber is also what makes digestion healthy. Digestion works on the fiber. The bacteria in the intestines, they eat the fiber. That is their food. And make sure that you get the good fiber so that they can thrive. And we also, our immune system thrives. The most immune system is in the intestines. And so the fasting days, everything is different. I take the fiber out, drink the juice, and the nutrients, that's the main part for our body, it goes directly into the bloodstream. So I drink the juices slowly. But first I make the juices, and then I taste it, and I feel what these nutrients, in their purest form, what they do to the body. That's interesting. Digestion is just to separate what's not needed from what we need, so to say. So the purest form, I would say, I argue, is the juice. It's not the healthiest form, because when on a regular day, it would be healthier to eat the fiber too. The fiber is one of the most important parts of the diet. Without the fiber, there's no healthy food. That is in short. So fiber is important. On a fasting day, I take it out. that's everything changes on a fasting. It's a very interesting experience. And if you do it a gentle way, it feels great. Yeah. And then it's a great success. So today I make a beet juice, and I continue from another recipe I made before and earlier. Beet juice together with here, a piece of the beet. There's one beet here. I will juice that today. I cut it into pieces for the juicer. I use it together with a chili pepper, red chili pepper, you see. The whole pepper can be used in the juicer. And I tried that before, and I found that one small chili pepper, it's not too hot, it's a normal one, a medium one, is enough. I wouldn't take two. I tried it with two. It was just too hot. The whole juice, you cannot taste the juice any longer. And I put two of these chili peppers in. But with one chili pepper, it tasted amazing. You know, the carrots, the beets have a so-called earth flavor. I call it earth flavor. That's because they grow in the earth, under the earth. You can also divide the food into categories: under the earth, on the earth, over the earth, and in the water. So you have different food categories according to that, to the elements where they grow. That's also a more ancient view. But there's something to it. You know, an earth flavor tastes different than a fruit that grows on a tree, for example. Such a different. It's a dense flavor, intense and heavy. There's a lot of sugar also in the beet, but it doesn't taste so much. Yeah? You don't taste the sugar so much at first. And so when I put an orange, for example, or a sweet and sour fruit, I have 3 small oranges here. When I put that together with an earth flavor, all the sugars in the earth flavor come out and create an exciting flavor. And I have never seen any ingredient, such as the beet, that can do that so nicely. So the beet is the most interesting plants to create new flavors. So fast you can make beet flavors you would never even recognize. Completely different. That was a beet? No. With mango, for example. Mango beet is the most exciting flavor I ever found, maybe. And there are others too, but that is really exciting. Mango beet. But there are others that are exciting. So, but you know, that is when you put mango to beets, you get a complete new flavor. But when you put orange to beet, you get a beet flavor, an earth flavor. But it's nice. Drinking a beet juice on its own, it's not so nice because it begins to scratch soon after drinking, and the scratching in the throat remains for 2 hours or so, I found it. It's not dangerous, but it's unpleasant. So when you put a fruit like orange to the beet, it tastes great, and there is no scratching. So that's important to me, that it feels great and it doesn't scratch. I don't want that to serve it to others like that, no. So when I put an orange into a beet juice, the beet tastes great, and I have the earth flavor. And this earth flavor together with the chili pepper gives the fiery earth flavor. And that is very nice because the chili seems to enhance this earth flavor. The fire burns lighter, brighter with that earth flavor. Very interesting. And today I wanted to try something new. I ever have a small recipe, begin a line of recipes, for example, with beet, orange, and chili pepper. I have 3 ingredients that, for my systematic approach to cooking, that is the minimal number of ingredients, because it's not too complex and not too simple. So, but that's another story. Until another time. So that's the easiest recipe for me, with 3 ingredients. And today I make a next step. I add 2 more ingredients. I add the carrot. Yeah. I would like to add carrot to the beet juice. It's carrot beet juice then, or beet carrot juice. Because the carrot is also a beet earth flavor, but it is a lighter earth flavor. The beet is a very heavy earth flavor, and you cannot drink it on its own, in my opinion. Others like it, but I don't like it. It's too much, usually. But the carrot you can drink on its own. Carrot, that's not disputed, I guess. Nobody would deny that the delicious carrot juice can be wonderful. That's the easiest juice. When you want to begin juicing, I always suggest begin with the carrot juice. That's so easy. You have a delicious carrot, make a beautiful carrot juice, enjoy. You can add an apple or so, or whatever you like, or an orange. Very easy to juice. Beet juices are not so easy to make because you have to add another fruit. But with the carrots, you have a beet flavor, an earth flavor that is lighter than beet. So I wanted to make this very intense experience from the chili with the beet a little bit lighter. So I add carrots, carrot beet juice to make it lighter. That's the idea. I keep the orange to keep the beet flavor, or the earth flavor, let's say now. And in addition to that, I also add a lemon. One lemon here. Let's see what happens. Lemon is similar to the orange. Yeah? It can have a very deep impact, yeah? The lemon, but it also can have just enhancing impact. I will see what happens. Because the main character here to change the beet flavor is certainly the chili.